April here in Korea is a month dedicated to many different things, ranging from spring flowers to commemorating pro-democracy movements. But it's also a month devoted to promoting positive employment outcomes for people with disabilities by encouraging everyone to recognize the value and talent they bring to the workplace. Tonight, our Lee Ji-won sheds light on the disability employment scene here in this country, because at work, it's what people can do that matters.
What comes to mind when you think of April? Cherry blossom, spring, Arbor Day? There's a lot happening during this month of revival when flowers bloom. But in Korea, April is also dedicated to helping disabled people find work. This is a cafe in southern Seoul where all its staff members are busy working. The difference is all of them have intellectual disabilities.
주로 맡은 업무는 호스기 하는 것과 커피 만드는 것과 아무 음료 만드는 것입니다.
저는 보조요 취업을 좀 하고 싶거든요. 과연 취업밖에 안 되니까 좀 아쉬워요.
The cafe is one of the few establishments to employ workers with disabilities, let alone offer them stable year-long contracts. The employees at this cafe are lucky enough to have both, but that's not the case for the majority of their peers. And in order to improve the employment situation for people with disabilities, the Korean government enacted a law on employment promotion and vocational rehabilitation for disabled persons in 1990. This law compels public institutions and other state organizations to ensure that at least 3% of their staff is made up of people with disabilities, and for private firms, at least 2.7%. There are currently about 2.5 million people with disabilities in Korea, which takes up about 5% of the country's total population. But the labor force participation rate of people with disabilities stands at only 37%, which is significantly lower than that of the able-bodied population. Moreover, the unemployment rate among people with disabilities stands at 6.6%, which is almost double the national rate.
The first problem is the misperception that people with disabilities would simply be grateful for a chance to work, even if compensation is the minimum wage.
One counseling center that deals with employment problems for people with disabilities receives an average of 3 to 4 calls or visits a day.
Most of the people that call us are people who got fired for no special reason. Generally, they're the first ones to get fired when the economy is not in good shape.
To tackle this situation, many developed countries established social enterprises from the 1970s. In the UK, for instance, there are currently about 68,000 such enterprises that account for more than 5% of the country's GDP.
Other countries get financial support from their governments to establish social enterprises and employ people with disabilities. Korea has also started on these policies, but they still need to be developed further.
Ridrick is one of Korea's social enterprises that hires people with severe disabilities. And in order to improve the working conditions for its staff, the firm also provides various therapies, education, and activities that help relieve stress and enjoy the work.
운영 가는 데는 생각 없는데 그냥 여기 계속 이해하고 싶고 그냥 놀고 이해하고 싶고 그것만밖에 없어요.
The firm is established to support employment of people with severe disabilities, and since the firm creates profit, it can be sustained on its own. And this is beneficial for both the government and society in general because this type of enterprise not only fulfills social responsibilities, but also contributes to the economy.
Kim added that he believes social enterprises can grow to become a significant solution in creating quality jobs for people with disabilities. And for that reason, they should be expanded in number. For more quality jobs to be offered to people with disabilities, experts say development in government policies and, most importantly, changes in people's perceptions on disabilities are needed. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News.